Hi, I'm Mary Collier. I'm the founder of Core Powered Entrepreneurs, the leading resource for women over 40. And we are finishing up today our topic on purpose and planning. Last week we looked at how to create a purpose-driven plan. And this week we're going to focus on what to do when the plan doesn't quite go right. So you put together this great plan and you're all excited, but as you monitor your progress as you go along and looking at what's actually being accomplished versus what you had planned, you start to notice things aren't adding up. So what do? Well, there's a few things that could be causing this, but one of the first things I think to look at is life happens. One of my favorite quotes is by John Lennon, which is, life is what happens to you while you're busy making other plans. So things happen. We based our plan on a lot of outside variables and we made assumptions. There could be lots of changes with our clients, our vendors, new technologies, and all of those variables could change as we go along. So what we need to do is we need to adapt the plan. And there's nothing wrong with that. In fact, if you aren't adapting your plan, you probably didn't make it very detailed, or you are super intuitive, which is a great gift to have if you are. The other thing that I see is a really common problem has to do with priorities. And there's two things. The first one, I'm going to do an illustration for you. It's great. I first saw this in Stephen Covey's book, The 7 Habits of Highly Effective People. And if you have not read that, I highly recommend it. It's a fantastic book. I read it back when it first came out, 25 years ago? And I still follow the habits. It's something that affects my life on a daily basis, so I recommend that. But if you've seen this, I still think it's great to go through it because it really illustrates how important it is to manage our priorities. So first, let's take all of those things that we have to do every week. We're going to use the sand as an illustration. There's just, as you know, always tons of stuff that has to happen, all those little things. And then we're going to take all of those things that are weekly commitments, things that come up that seem to be really urgent, that we need to take care of. Then we're going to take those things that are critical to us achieving our purpose and our goals. And we are going to try to fit them in here. But as you can see, we have run out of room. So let's take this jar and we will try a different approach. First, we're going to put in our 3 most important tasks. We're going to look each morning and say, what are the 3 things I can do today to get me closest to my goals? And we are going to put those in first. Then we are going to take all of this other tasks, a little noisy, that have to happen, that support all of those important things for our goals. And then last, we are going to take all of those little things that come up day to day and have to be done every week. And what we are going to do is fill those in around the things that are important to us. So as you can see, not only were we able to make sure our priority tasks were done first, but we still had a lot of room left to get everything done. And this is a pretty good illustration of the difference in the 2 methods. So as Stephen Covey said, make sure you put first things first. Now the next thing when it comes to priorities that I see is pretty common is conflicting priorities. So let's say, for example, you have set 2 goals. One of them is a life goal to spend more quality time with your family, and hopefully you specified what quality time means and how much per week because you made your goals specific. But you also set another goal that is for your business. You decided you were going to write a book in 8 weeks and then do a promotional tour when it was released. Okay, well, you can see there's a good chance that you could end up with conflicting priorities as you go about trying to accomplish the tasks to support both of those. So what do? Well, that's a good place to really step back. Make sure that you go back to the highest level. You look at your purpose. You look at your objectives. Then what were the goals and strategies that you set up for each? And it may not mean that you have to give up an objective. It's just that you need to readdress the strategy and the goal to complete that objective to manifest your purpose. So it's very likely that you can come up with a different strategy and a different goal so that you can accomplish both. But what you're going to have to do is you're going to have to make sure that you addressed what is the priority and look at new ways to come up with how to manage both. So I hope that's helpful, and that will conclude our purpose and planning. Next month we are going to talk about innovative marketing, which is very exciting. This is a high priority for entrepreneurs. And as women, it's great because our feminine qualities allow us to do the best and have great advantage in the innovation. So until then, remember, true wealth comes from within.